Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started in about 3 minutes. Thank you. Parents, family, and friends of our Westmont Junior High School graduating class of 2019, I would like to invite you to our graduation ceremony. I'd also like to welcome the Board of Education, Superintendent Mr. Kevin Carey, CUSD 201 Deaf and Hard of Hearing and Administration, and our faculty and staff. At this time, please take out your cell phones and make sure they're turned off. As a reminder, there is, if you are interested in getting a DVD of tonight, you will be able to do so. There were order forms in the front. If you did not get one and you would like one, just call the office tomorrow, please. And now, I would like to welcome the Westmont Junior High School graduating class of 2019. Ms. Fisher, please begin the processional. Thank you, Ms. Fisher and the band. My name is John Jonak, and I am very proud to be the principal of Westmont Junior High School. Students, you are looking on fleek tonight. I would like to take a few moments. This type of evening, this ceremony could not occur for many different individuals. Mrs. Paulin, Mrs. Anaya, Ms. Ryman are our office, the district's tech team, Ms. Quattrone, the high school custodial staff, the Westmont Junior High School faculty and staff, and of course the Westmont Junior High School PTO. Thank you so much also to Mr. Glenn Liljeberg and Sunrise Communications Incorporated for recording and live streaming tonight's event on YouTube. Thank you. Another big thank you for our parents and your partnerships throughout these 3 years. Our Board of Education and Superintendent Kevin Carey, District Administration, thank you so much for your continued support to make Westmont Junior High School a very special place. Additionally, thanks to my family, my wife, and my kids, and of course my mom, who was concerned that I would not have enough to eat tonight, so she brought me a ham sandwich. I'll eat it, don't worry, Mom. And this is Emmy's very first graduation ceremony, and she's very happy to serve it with you. So Emmy's here as well. At this time, please rise and join us in the playing and the singing of the national anthem. Please be seated. Excellent job, Ms. Fisher and the 7th grade band. Thank you so much. It is my pleasure at this time to introduce a super positive and energized young lady, the president of our student council, Delza DeLippi, to give this year's commencement address. Go get it, girl.
Wow. Good evening, board members, Mr. Carey, Mr. Jonak, Ms. Quattrone, families of these amazing graduates, and my fellow peers. My name is Delza DeLippi, and I am the student council president. Well, I was. I was elected from the student body to be the 2018-2019 president, and what a year we had. I want to say thank you to my family for supporting me through the entire year, and thank you to all of our families for being there when things were not easy. Congratulations on making it this far. When I take a moment to think back at the 3 years that we have spent here at Westmont Junior High School, so many memories come to mind. I ask students to share their favorite memories or activities we have done throughout the years to mention tonight. One of my awesome memories that comes back to mind takes us to 6th grade. The OE trip in winter of 6th grade was a highlight. Now, I personally did not go on the trip, but I heard about cooking outdoors, nature hikes, learning how to work as a team, surviving, and becoming a family. So many memories were made. Another pretty cool thing was the Renaissance Fair. The Renaissance Fair is like decades of 6th grade. The The purpose was to teach us history, but more importantly, it taught us how to work in a group. It was pretty cool to see the students in character. We looked and acted as if we actually grew up in that time period. Fast forward, and we're in 7th grade. 7th grade was a lot of fun, including that big Springfield trip we took. Let me tell you, sitting on a bus for 3 hours wasn't the best, but we made the best out of it. We learned so much about our state that I didn't even know about. Another opportunity we had was going to TCD. It was so fascinating to see so many career options, to learn about them, and experiment a little while we were there. One of the biggest hits we learned about was how to become a firefighter and save people from huge fires or even car accidents, and then they would let us take over their spot and do it. Now we have made it to our last year of our junior high lives. 8th grade brought us so many new opportunities. Mr. Jonak brought Emmy to our school. Emmy is our educational assistance dog, and she helps bring comfort to our students. We love Emmy. Let's go back to the very first trip we took as a class this year, Chicago. We thought we were so old being allowed to walk around Navy Pier alone. No chaperone, no teacher, just a time limit to meet back. I think we touched every spot of Navy Pier exploring. There was a lot of freedom, and it gave us a chance to show our teachers how responsible we can be. Speaking of freedom, how about how much we got in Washington, D.C.? Words cannot explain how amazing that trip was. It was definitely a big jump to prove our parents, look, I came back in one piece, and you weren't even there. Being the student council president, I know I was considered a leader, but I think every student tonight has demonstrated his or her ability to show and do what's right. As Miss Walsh always says, there's a time and a place for everything, and that quote has stuck with me throughout the entire year. We can all get a little out of hand sometimes, but we all know when to come together and when necessary. Spending the past 3 years at this school has flown by so quickly. I can't believe we're about to walk across the stage, become sentinels, hornets, or head to wherever our high school journey may take us. Thank you for an awesome, life-changing 3 years. I will never forget it. Now, as we walk across the stage and finally become freshmen, I want you, my fellow peers, to remember Westmont Junior High School as a sentence starter to our new story. I wish everyone the best of luck, and congratulations to the class of 2019. Thank you.
You did amazing. I don't want to follow you, girl. Nice job. I just wish you had a little more energy. And now I have to follow that, and I have a message to the 8th grade class as well. I remember some things about the past. I remember standard day of your 6th grade year, for those that were here, and I remember it quite vividly. I remember the shock in your eyes as I dropped a perfectly good Chromebook on the ground, and you all gasped, later to find out that it was a junker. I remember your excitement and nervousness of being at the junior high, and I remember a group of students that I had in my summer reading project group activity. I can remember them trying to find a hidden key inside a room and try to break out before being eaten by zombie-like adults from the book The Enemy by Charles Higson. One of you, I think it was Brock, had asked me how long it took to put together that entire activity. It took about 8 hours, and to me it was well worth it. Planning activities or lessons is not really part of my job anymore. That is left to our amazing teachers that are located right over there at Westmont Junior High School. Thank you so much, teachers. For the last few years, WJHS has made continual improvements, and we've been recognized for quite a bit of them. This year is no different. And as you know, we ask our students and our parents and our teachers to take the 5 Essentials Climate Survey. We just received our 2019 results, and for the 4th year in a row, we have ranked in the highest overall rating attainable on the 5 Essentials Survey, with the highest area being academic rigor. That is thanks to the teachers and our students. Thank you. This is no surprise, as our state assessment scores in 2018 have ranked us in the top 14% of Illinois schools. and the highest we have been in 7 years. Additionally, in the last 4 years, we have taken the Illinois Science Assessment at the 8th grade level, and we have ranked over 20% higher than the state average. So go science in that way. This fall, our building leadership team, or our BLT, it sounds delicious, had to make a decision to apply for a National Schools to Watch designation. The application was rigorous and followed up by an audit of our school based on the 4 different areas: academic excellence, developmental responsiveness, social equity, and organizational structures and processes. It was our 8th grade students that decided what the audit team's day was going to look like that day, and they guided the team throughout our school, going through classrooms, meeting parents, community members, interviewing students, teams of teachers. Basically, they looked at every nook and cranny of our school, and they were middle school principals, professors, and leaders, and so they knew what they were looking for. And for those that have not heard, it will be my honor to travel with Ms. Quattrone later this month to Washington, D.C., to have Westmont Junior High School officially be recognized as a school to watch, a designation that is only shared by 400 other middle schools in the entire nation. Congratulations for being part of that. Assessments aside, we expected this class to collectively have 3,132 student service learning commitment hours by their 8th grade year. But impressively, the SSLC totals for this class are the highest that we have ever had: 4,634.5 hours of service. That is 1,500 hours over and above their requirement by just this 8th grade class. Well done. Speaking of service, this weekend I participated in what's called the Humboldt Mile. That was hosted by a nonprofit organization called Hope for the Day. Many of our students are very familiar with Carl Evans, who works very closely with Westmont Junior High School for Hope for the Day. He's been a part of our staff unofficially for 2.5 years. So he started when they were in 6th grade. Carl shares a message of mental health and suicide prevention. And for those that don't know, Carl uses a soda bottle to shake it up and explains that the pressures that a person may feel, like in a soda bottle, can just bubble up and blow over. And so he shares with us that we should valve those pressures, those stressors, those struggles in very positive ways, possibly through self-expression. Graduates, I'm keeping this short for you. Don't forget Carl's message. When you go into high school and later on in life, identify what valving pressure looks like for you, and then do that. You were Panthers for barely a month when my daughter Katie died. You may have witnessed me struggle as I learned what valving looked like for me. Valving for me looks like baking pies, which my friends really like, or training for my first triathlon, which is in just 5 days. For you, valving may look a little bit different. Valving does not mean that you are ignoring your struggle or your pressures. It means you are building a strong foundation, so when struggle occurs later on in life, you have the tools you need to overcome it. Carl refers to this as resiliency. The parents that participated in our book talk this year, which is called How to Raise an Adult by Julie Wilcoth-Hames, know that the struggle is what prepares you for adulthood. We have witnessed much growth in the past 3 years, and I am continually impressed with how this class has matured, believe it or not, and more importantly, how you take care of one another. Don't stop doing this. Students, although you will soon call yourself Sentinels or by some other name, you will always be a Westmont Junior High School Panther. Ms. Quattrone, the junior high school staff, and myself feel fortunate to be a part of your lives. Thank you. At this time, if I could have my partner, Ms. Quattrone, come to the microphone, Amy has been my dedicated partner at Westmont Junior High School. She truly cares for each and every student and his or her learning path. Amy?
Good evening. The students I will be introducing next are the Principal's Academic Excellence Award recipients. This group of students has earned a minimum of 3.857 GPA, which is high honor roll, for both semesters of his or her 8th grade year. Students, as I call your name, please come up and stand on the steps. Mr. Jonak will then present the awards to you. Please remain on the steps until a group photo has been taken. And audience, please hold your applause until I've called all the names. Grace Hayden. Lily Kestner. Nicola Kamenexis. Jillian McKinnon. Mark Mahalik. Mia Mossman. Henry O'Connor. Sienna Ricciardi. Veronica Risden. Timothy Rosland. Michael Smith. Abigail Strohmeyer. And Hayes Templeton. Congratulations.
Congratulations, recipients. Up next is Mr. Prisney, our 8th grade team leader and social studies teacher. It has been an honor to work with him. You can give the dog to Ms. Quattrone, Mr. Prisney. Mr. Prisney, please introduce our Vivian Turner Award winners. Students receiving this award should come up to the stage and a group photo will be taken.
Are you good?
Yeah. Emmy's actually going to help me with this. Good evening to everybody that's here. Welcome, especially the class of 2019. The Vivian Turner Academic Achievement Award is given every year in honor of a former teacher who dedicated over 30 years of her life to the Westmont school system. Students that I'm about to name have achieved the highest grade point average for all 3 years here at Westmont Junior High School. The students I'm about to announce have demonstrated a very high level of accountability, responsibility, and academic success here at WJHS. Congratulations on this very prestigious award and your commitment to excellence. Please hold your applause until all recipient names have been called. I'm honored to present this award on behalf of the Westmont Junior High School faculty and staff to the following students: Grace Hayden, Lily Kestner, Nicola Kamenexis, Jillian McKinnon, Sienna Ricciardi, Veronica Risden, Timothy Rosland, Abigail Strohmeyer, Hayes Templeton, your 2019 Vivian Turner Academic Achievement Award winners.
Eighth grade chorus and band, please take your positions at this time. The 2019-20 school year, the 2018-19 school year has been a demanding and very memorable school year. The staff and teachers at Westmont Junior High School have continued to incorporate the very best instructional strategies and engaging learning experiences for our students in years past. Yet this year, we have continued with many more opportunities for our parents, grandparents, and the overall community to be part of that student learning along with the students. Why, just this past week, we have had, and I mean this, hundreds of community members on our campus, not to mention some falcons and a guillotine, I think, and some other things. Ms. Hillards, can you believe that a falcon was in our school? A falcon. These small and grand events, they all take time, additional time and consideration. Teachers and staff, we appreciate the challenging and inspirational moments that you provide our students and how involved you are at home as a family and a community to be part of their education. I am fortunate to serve you, and I am fortunate to work with you. Thank you. In addition, we would also like to thank the administration and the staff of Manning, Miller, and South Schools. We could not do what we do if it was not for you. Thank you for continually sending us the very best students. I would like to introduce Mr. Zach Troyer, choir director, and Miss Janet Smith, piano accompanist, with the graduation choir. They will be performing Stand Together by Jim Papopoulos. Excellent job, choir. As we transition to hearing our band play, I mentioned the student service learning commitment just a little bit before, and while we're transitioning, I would like to make note of 5 of our students. These 5 students have their hours that were supposed to total 180 hours for their 3 years, but instead of 180 hours, these 5 students, their hours equal 793. So that is a job well done, and so we would like to recognize those individuals. We have 2 of those individuals that are upstairs in the balcony, so they'll receive their certificate later. But I would like to say that a job well done goes out to Michael Smith. Michael Smith, why don't you come on up and get a certificate from Ms. Quattrone? Additionally, Michaela Kim, who is upstairs. You can't see her right now, but she's up there. I don't know if you can wave. Additionally, Isabella Consiglio, please come on up and get your certificate from Ms. Quattrone. Grace Hayden also joins the ranks of the 100 Club. And Joseph, or Joey Dooley, also joins the ranks of the SSLC 100 Club, and he's up there. Now, see, we call it the SSLC 100 Club, but I think I'm going to have to come up with a new name because it was actually a couple of them were close to 200, and Joey Dooley actually went over the mark of 200. So it looks like I need to come up with a new club name. But congratulations to those individuals. I would like to introduce Ms. Jackie Fisher and the 8th grade band performing Spitfire. Thank you so much, Ms. Fisher, and the 8th grade graduation band. Well done. At this point, while our band members are coming down, I'd like to have Dr. Civic. Come on up here, please, Dr. Civic. Come on. Watch her step on these stairs now. They could be a little rough. Come on. Come with me. Come on. Right in the center. Have you ever been up here before? Did an amazing song for our talent show. And so Dr. Civic is leaving us. She is not retiring. She's redirecting in her life. And Dr. Civic has been with the district since 2005. During that time, she has been the principal of South School. She's been a curriculum director for the district. And for the last 8 years, she has been at Westmont Junior High School as a learning behavior specialist and my team leader for the last few years besides that. It has been an honor to work with Dr. Civic, and she is a very dedicated individual and loves our students. Let's give it up for Dr. Civic. Congratulations. We are at a very exciting part of our ceremony today. I would like to take a moment to ask Tim Rosland and Lily Kastner to come up to the microphone. Lily and Tim were honored this year in receiving the American Legion Award. Those who receive this medal must exemplify 6 qualities that define character, those being courage, honor, leadership, patriotism, scholarship, and service. It is an honor to introduce Tim and Lily with a request from the 8th grade class.
To start off, we would like to congratulate all of our fellow classmates for working very hard and making it to graduation tonight. Thank you to all of our parents, family, and friends for coming here tonight to celebrate our accomplishments with us. We would also like to thank the faculty for their continuous support throughout our middle school career. The reason that we are up here on stage today is due to all of the learning that has occurred over the past 3 years. Junior high has definitely been filled with hills and holes. Right, Miss Walsh?
But over the years, our class has been able to experience so many cool and exciting things, like OE, Springfield, and Washington, D.C., as Delza mentioned. And even in the 3 short years that we have been in WJHS, the school has changed tremendously with the addition of things like the couches in the Media Center, Innovation Lab, the mural outside of the band room, the water bottle fillers, and the walls separating the classrooms from the hallway. In 6th grade, we were the first class to experience the Renaissance Fair, in which even the teachers dressed up in themed costumes. In 7th grade, our class showed off our creative side with projects like designing our dream bedrooms and the Renewable Energy Fair.
Finally, we advanced to this year, 8th grade, which has surely been a memorable year. We heard fantastical stories told by Mr. Sherry in science about new elements, crazy animals, and giant fish tanks. In literacy, we got to read lots of new and interesting pieces of literature, as well as write papers, poems, and speeches on various topics. In social studies, our class got to see a lot of history in color through recolored documentaries, and I even got nicknamed T-Bone by Mr. Prisney. Math class was full of fun formulas and ways to challenge ourselves mathematically through programs like Delta Math. Our PE classes kept us all active, while the exploratory classes informed us on other topics we could choose, like singing, playing an instrument, expressing ourselves through art, constructing projects in industrial arts, even learning how to speak Spanish.
Overall, this year was remarkable, and we have all grown so much as individuals. Every student has shown grit and their ability to persevere throughout this sometimes challenging but equally rewarding school year, thanks to the support of our families. Every student deserves to be recognized equally as they receive their hard-earned diploma tonight. We know that you are extremely proud of us, so tempting as it may be to cheer for your graduate, our whole 8th grade class would appreciate if you could hold off on all applause until the very end so that all student names may be heard. By letting every student name be heard and appreciated, you are helping empower us and showing that the effort put into this year has truly paid off. So again, hold all applause until the end. Thank you.
Very nice job, both of you. Thank you, Lillian. Thank you, Tim. Reading the names of our graduates. We're doing things a little differently this year. Reading the names of our graduates will be the Student Council President, Delza DeLippi, and Vice President, Abby Strohmeyer. Students, as you walk across this stage, in a very few steps, you will make the beginning transition from your junior high school years to your high school years. Representing the Board of Education and helping award diplomas will be Ms. Judy Wilson and Mrs. Dana Strohmeyer.
Samantha Catherine Addington. Javier Alexander Elberon. John Paul Joseph Alexander. Amarian Jalen Alfaro. Jordan Orion Anders. Amelia Ann Anderson. Alana Marie Bearden. Josephine Susanna Bilitis. Haley Claire Cahoon. Jalen Ariana Class. Brock Edward Lee Conlin. Isabella Josephine Consiglio. Jonathan Solis Cruz. Delza DeLippi. Jeffrey Carl Dahl. Joseph John Paul Dooley. Delaney Grace Dunlap. Brian Duran Angel. Michelle Duran Alvarez. Joshua Philip Fisher. Max Fitch. Brandon Michael Gasek. Christabel Maria Gamboa.
Yeah, Christabel!
Andrea Paola Garcia. Adandre Sharon Glashin. Yara Emily Guzman. Ivan Nicholas Hayes. Campbell Nicole Hevlin. Grace Marie Hayden. Ethan Bates Heller. Emiliano Hernandez. Margaret Ann Hickman. Manya Balkrishna Johnny. Lily Cinta Kastner. Nicola Maria Kameneskis. Sarah Margarita Kelly. Michaela Faith Kim. Thomas Edward Kintz. Aiden Carl Knitter. Nicole Victoria Christofiak. Callie Rose Landwehr. David Connor Ledwell. Sean Andrew Lehman. Jesse Lee Lewis.
Jillian James McKinnon. Mark Raymond Mahalik. Mia Alexandria Mossman. Alexander Ralph Muncie. Ethan Tehu Wynn. Thomas James Niemeyer. Henry William O'Connor. Allison Lillian Onick, Armando Orozco, Angel Daniel Ortiz Sanchez, Matthew Robert Picard, Sammy Vinicio Ramirez Mendez, Calvin J. Rickyron,
who is not able to be with us tonight.
Sienna Marie Ricciardi, Veronica Cecilia Risden, Angel Talaha Rodriguez Perez, Timothy Ryan Rosland, Yatan Siddiqui, Daniel Anthony Salinas, Mia Brooklyn Schmidt, Jimena Jasmine Cerna, Michael David Smith, Darius Dwayne Stevensons Jr., Abigail Tammy Strohmeyer, Joseph David Shimadera, Adela Telez, Hayes Scott Templeton, Kamaya Vernice Thomas, Paul Yaroslav Tiki, Alan Torres Estevez, Arthur Victor Wallace, Kayla Arnesis Williams, Janaya Renice Williams, Dylan Mateo Weinbreck, Mackenzie Annabeth Waite, Marlene Vargas, Luke Eugene Schmidt, Michael Joseph Martin, Jakira Marie Johnson, Eddie Jacquees Holt, Eli Christopher Fox, Chancey Temper Evers Jr., and Rodolfo Antonio.
Well done. Well done. Please join me in a round of applause to celebrate the Westmont Junior High School class of 2019. Graduates, it has been a pleasure and it's been a privilege. Best of luck for you in leaving Westmont Junior High School better than the way you found it. On behalf of our graduates and our PTO, friends and families are welcome to join us in the Commons for refreshments. Congratulations to the 8th grade class of 2018. 19. Ms. Fisher, please begin the recessional.